happening?
All right, we're back.
Hey, we fucking did it.
Yes, we're here. We're here with Brian from Local Riffs.
Local Riffs,
Hell
baby.
yeah.
What's up? How y'all
Got the
doing?
wristbands and everything, huh?
Yeah.
I like that. We have no merch for this at all.
These are all handmade and made in house. So
Nice.
it's a lot cheaper.
Sweatshop style.
Yeah, it's a
Is
lot
that
cheaper.
just like a marker?
No, it's a vinyl that's heat pressed on there and stuff. So,
Nice.
Hell yeah.
yeah, I just felt as though it'd be kind of cool to. I don't want to say be noticed, but if Local
I
Riffs
dig
is
it.
out there,
I dig it. Yeah.
So
Hell yeah, man.
So it's great to have another This is the first podcaster we've had on.
Yeah, I was
the
gonna say I don't think
podcast.
we actually explained who he is. Other
Yeah,
than the show. Yeah.
From Local Riffs, the podcast and the live stream, the Instagram. I watched, I listened today on the way over. I listened to the Valentine. What's the guy's name?
Kane Valentino.
Yeah,
Yep.
Valentino.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. I had
Is that
only
the
had,
Tales from the Riff guy?
No, he's I don't want to say rapper or hip hop guy. He's
man. Yeah, okay.
He's just him and his big hoss. There are a couple guys out from Nikkei, Mississippi, and they're just doing their music how they feel
Yeah, I
suit
feel
the,
bad.
whatever makes it.
young guys, 25,
Mm-hmm.
21. Yeah. I was noticing like a lot of enthusiasm from them. It sounds like they're already doing professional work and everything like that.
Yep.
But I'm so far away from the hip hop world right now. I'm trying to get. I definitely don't know anything local that's happening.
No, man. Yeah, I know.
Well, I thought I was going to be more along the lines of being hip hop also, and I got to listen to a lot more of the music and their tracks and stuff, and they got a lot of variety. It kind of reminds me of almost like the Jelly Roll. I don't know if that's right, guys. So the artist that
I've only heard the name. I don't know his songs.
well, they kind of got like almost like
country vibe mixed with
exactly.
that,
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. What? There's like an actual like kind of phrase for that.
Hick hop.
I don't know
Hick
what
hop,
it is.
yes.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, not to be derogatory toward it, because actually, I mean, I do like that kind of music, but
that was kind
I
of
like that
the,
Shabuzi song.
it is a good one.
Yeah,
They got to do a lot of hip hop songs that are pretty good, but I thought that was the only way that I could describe it best, because I'm really not into that kind of scene or music
Right,
or whatever
yeah.
to really put a label on it. But as I listened to a lot of their stuff, they got rap, they got the hip hop esque kind of stuff, a lot of originals and stuff. So I thought it was pretty cool to have them on. And they found out about that through other hip hop artists and stuff that I've done that's kind of doing their own thing in the area also. So
Nice.
cool. Did they reach out to you, or did you reach out to them?
I have a scheduler, for podcasting. So
fancy.
TJ is our scheduler.
Yeah, I used to.
I'll edit if he fucking schedules.
I used to reach out to bands and try to get them on the podcast, and it was a lot of cancellations because I guess stuff changes with
Right.
artists
Of
and
course.
stuff.
Yeah.
So I just give them the option to whatever's convenient for them, and which was almost was a burden, because as soon as I launched the scheduler, it was like I launched it in March, and with the exception of 2 cancellations, and I think one canceled twice because they just couldn't make it.
We've had one of those.
Sorry. But it was I was slammed all the way until August right now. So
Nice.
yeah,
Nice.
The third week of August is open.
Is it every week you have a guest on?
I try to have a guest on every week. If I don't, I try to make up for it by going to interview some bands or
Gotcha,
artists on
yeah.
this in the scene and stuff.
Yeah.
I got the little handheld rig and stuff. I try to go do stuff. But if not, I just I try to make up for it via Instagram so people can see what's going on and stuff.
Yeah, I see a lot of new bands through your Instagram page.
For sure.
Yeah,
We don't do shit on it.
Yeah, we don't hardly
Who posts a fucking picture?
I mean, for me, that's kind of the whole point of what I do is to look, get the viewer to check out new music and get them in tune with, I say the local scene, but their local scene, because I have interviewed a few bands and artists that like some in Cali and some in South Florida and Atlanta, Georgia, and just kind of like bringing that scene to our scene. in the New Orleans and surrounding the G&O area, I guess that's what you can call it. But also, I kind of noticed, like how you're saying, you find new artists or bands like that. Some of the bands that already, that familiar with, our show and stuff, they kind of watch the Instagram to kind of get an idea of where to go tour next or play next.
Right.
A lot of bands have went out to like Birmingham and South Florida just because they see how it is, when I do a live or something there.
Right.
So, but
yeah, that's cool.
Right.
It's like just a little window into the crowd participation in that area too. How good the venue is.
exactly.
Right. Yeah. The other bands get to see, like, is it worth it?
Is it worth it to do it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sort of like a reconnaissance kind of thing.
Right.
So.
You're a musician as well.
Yes.
Like I
Well-
watched. Well, no, I watched.
I jumped the gun on that one.
Shit.
I watched you play like 30 minutes of guitar on Instagram the other day.
Yeah, I did a live. I was I just suffered a pretty bad knee injury, so I was like, I've never done a live before, like just with me kind of just epping it with the viewers and stuff. And hell, before you know it, Mo from Tales from the Riff was popped on there, and we
That's what I was saying,
we talked. Basically, it was like a podcast there
Right.
because we was talking about just the scene and different music and stuff. Hell, he was playing too at some point.
That's cool. Yeah, I saw your room full of guitars. I was watching you show the 80s Les Paul.
Yeah.
That was the guitar that one of my friends, the first dad I knew that played guitar.
So much feedback.
Yeah, so much feedback. That's awesome. But he brought out a Les Paul Deluxe and played Yes on it back in like the 80s to me. I was like, this is the best thing that ever happened. I still think about that guitar. The mini humbuckers
Yep.
on it and everything.
You can have one rusty E string on that thing, and it still sounds like angels just
Yeah.
harping, bro. It's a beautiful instrument. I acquired that in a trade, but I don't know. The guy he wanted a trade, so I was like, "You sure, man?" He's like,
Right.
"I'm sure." I was like, "Okay, well,
Well, we will do this.
But did you start playing in bands?
When I was younger, me and my homeboy, rest in peace, his name's Dwayne, but I've called him Nuts for all of our friendship, and we were, and I still am kind of big into, Fred Durst. I like Limp Bizkit, especially the older stuff, just his attitude towards music and stuff. So we had a band called Stuck, which was named after one of their songs, and believe it or not, it kind of reminds me of like how Totem sounds, like what we was trying to achieve and stuff. And after that, I kind of got into the ladies and in the extracurricular things and stuff like that. And so I kind of put guitar down for a few years, and then I guess when I was about 19, I really wanted to kind of like learn, and try to do something with it. And
I feel like so many guitarists do that though. Like I did the same. Like I started at 15.
Then you start getting pussy. Then you.
Actually, it wasn't getting me any pussy, so I stopped playing.
that's I was like, where is this myth that
Right, yeah,
I
this
didn't get
isn't
shit.
happening.
Oh, see, that's what happened to me. Is I
And then
got
about 18, I picked it back up and started like writing on it.
Yeah.
but like very basic learning.
I quit playing guitar or taking it serious for a few years at the end of high
Right.
school because
That's what I'm
like I
saying.
started whenever I was 12 or 11, and then you get a girlfriend, and then I started getting serious again around 21 after we broke up.
I gotta write a song about this, man.
Yeah,
I wrote
right.
I wrote songs. I got
All of a
albums.
sudden, I have all this
about that.
time to
I
write.
bet-
Exactly.
It was like acting like I was over that relationship for about 10 years, I think.
Right? DJ, every song is about a girl.
No, it isn't.
You're literally
I
crying.
love you. But I got back into it, and I played for a few years, and I kind of almost gave it up again. And I was like, my uncle, excuse me, he's been playing for about 65 years.
Nice.
And he told me this one thing because I was about to quit. And he was like, look, man, he's like, all you got to do is just find you a couple people that are better than you, that are not too better than you, that where they're like, oh, we're no snooties, but and I found I had a friend that played guitar, and he's a fucking beast, Johnny Bichelli, and he lives over on the North Shore, and we started a band called For the Departed, and I never like wrote a song or anything like that, and he told me, he's like, look, if you can learn this song, which was one of his originals called Walk In, he's like, you're in. I was like, oh right, man. he still let me in the band, but it took me like 2 fucking months to learn this song, right?
Right.
It was,
Right.
And now looking back, it's like easy as hell. But but after I learned that, I didn't really have that problem with any other of the songs, and so I kind of got inspired, and I picked up my style kind of from him, mixed with, Dave Mustaine is like my hero.
Yeah,
Mark Hunter. I mean, not Mark Hunter, Rob Arnold from Chimera. I took a couple lessons from him, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
and,
cool.
That's fucking awesome.
And it was really awesome, especially when I was like, oh shit, man, he's right. And I started kind of getting the feel for it.
Right.
And, we was a band for about, I'd have to say about 3 or 4 years or something. We did pretty good amount of shows and, in the southern area and stuff, and had plethora of songs. We got to the point where we was writing so many songs, we was naming them by colors. We'd be like, oh, let's do red, let's do blue, and like, okay. But I think alcohol kind of took the course of, separating that band, and I was like,
Right.
you know what, I'm going to start my own band, and I started a band called New Jack, which is Cajun spelled backwards, so I was like, that's
okay.
real catchy, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? But did that. I wrote a few songs, and then of course we was a band for like probably about 4 years or so, and then COVID happened, and then everybody in the band, oh, we gotta quit, man. I'm like, dude, what the fuck you mean? Yeah, like
What else are you doing?
right, yeah, shit, you know what I'm saying? So they were, and I was like, why? It's like, well, we can't do shows, we can't practice at the house because they're on lockdowns. I was like, are y'all motherfuckers really gonna? We're at our house, dude. They're not gonna come bust in. So I think they were more looking for an excuse to not be in a band.
Right.
And but I just kept persisting, and just like, because I like playing, and until I started like the podcast thing, I kind of like was really heavy into it. I was really rusty when you saw that live stream, because I mean, I don't know, I really don't know how to play covers that well, because
Right.
I never really. I mean, I could play like
That was a cover?
No, that was an original that I played
okay.
on it. I could play My Own Summer by Deftones.
Nice.
I'm about 70% of Smoke on the Water, and then there's one more. What is it? It's the damn song.
Oh, fucking! I love rock and roll.
I love rock and roll. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I almost 100% of that one, but I kind of got bored with it. So with the solo and everything.
Yeah. Plus, it's very repetitive. It's a very
Exactly.
repetitive song.
It's like the whole song can be done in like 2 bars. So.
For sure.
Yeah, my first guitar teacher was teaching me cool songs before I'd even heard them. He was teaching me Ramones and Sex Pistols songs and stuff like that. And then I went from that guitar teacher, and the next guy was teaching me the Mel Bay book. That it's like she'll be
the
coming around the
standard
mountain
shit,
and all
yeah.
that kind of stuff. It's like, this is terrible.
But
Like,
believe
punished.
it or not, though, man, those kinds of songs and lessons and stuff that give you
I
a
know.
lot to pick
They
from
do
if you want
matter.
to write like what is that? Mary Had a Little Lamb, man.
Oh, yeah.
That is an intense workout if you do the BPM up to 140. So
Very cool. So what got you started with the podcast? Was this just just you on your own thinking, I've got to do something?
Well, I was part of a podcast called The Last Few Brain Cells at first, and I was going to be what they call me, the Jamie of the guys, and I was going to do all of the equipment and the engineering and stuff, and
Bring up the Googling. And
exactly,
all that
and
kind of
like
stuff.
maybe have a microphone to
Right.
do some little quick
Little riff.
joke or something,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, and that didn't work out so much, but. Previously to that, because that was only lasted a couple months for me. They went on to I think they're still doing episodes, but honestly, every time I'd be hanging out with the homies and shit, and like, oh man, that'd be a great podcast, and I'd be like, oh man, I got to time my shit. Man, we should do a podcast about that. Man, look at that bird. That's a podcast. So I got tired of hearing it's a podcast, so I went ahead and just busted it out and got all the fucking gear that we made. And so the very next time somebody said, man, we should do a podcast about it, I said, well, I got it set up. Let's go fucking talk.
Yeah, right.
yeah. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, I'm like, okay,
Just
so
talk, motherfucker.
so at that point, I kind of was like, what can I do? And
How many did you record before you released one?
I didn't record any.
Oh,
And
okay.
I was mostly doing my research on the video side of it instead of the audio, because I thought I knew everything about audio from recording stuff. But came up with the name Local Riffs because it was going to be like like Southern guitar jams or some weird stuff. And I was just sitting there and kind of was like, I like going to shows. I like going to local shows. And I know a few people that's in local bands and stuff. And if you're a musician, you know what a riff is. So I was just kind of put the two together. So it was like, I was like, well, let's see how this goes. And my buddy, me and Dalton, Nargol, the Trash King, me and him started it as far as officially, our first episode and stuff. And we basically was just talking about what we liked in the music scene and stuff. Mm-hmm. And it kind of the ideas start flowing and snowballing. And next thing you know, we just stuck with kind of just interviewing local bands. And that was one of our. That was in the season 1, the interview we did with 21 Front Street, and but I've known George for a while, and as a matter of fact, me and him was in a we was in a
shout out George.
George, we was in a collective together. I wouldn't say a band because me and him were. I was like, dude, when are we going to come up with a name for that? Yeah, we was like a band for 6 months, didn't even have a name or nothing. So, but
who else was in that one?
That was me. I know we had like 4 bass players at some point, but it was me. Originally, it was me, Brittany Brewster, Dallas Vance from Zombie Legion, George obviously, and
Thornprick.
Thornprick, yep. Yeah. Matter of fact, Mark Gonzant played in there for a little while for us. He's in Thornprick now too as the drummer.
Oh, okay. Okay. I can never remember his name. I only see him like every once in a while.
Exactly. And
did he play the digital kit?
Yes. He did play.
When we saw him, he did.
Yeah, okay. He's still doing. I think he upped his game to the. I think he's got like a Mark 1. It's the top. Yeah, he's got the big boy now. So, I mean, it's the real deal. But
I liked that addition, man. He really brought a bunch around to that band.
Oh yeah,
a more live feel to it.
You're exactly right. Instead of just the electronic. Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
I like the samples in it, but just having him accentuate certain things, it was like this. It ties it together in a way I didn't think it needed.
But yeah, that band really didn't come to fruition just because I think maybe there was just the chemistry was all over the place. I was stoked. I mean, like I said, when I start something, I like to go ham and do it all the way. No excuses. But I just don't think that ambition was there, and that's kind of like killed that one. And of course, since then, I've tried another few bands that we've started, and if it's either practice problems, practice spot problems, or gear problems, and that was all prior pre podcast, and that's kind of demotivate. It just kind of deflated my my oomph to be in a band,
right?
Because of other, relying on other people's dedications. That
it takes so much to put the fucking band together in the first place,
yep.
And everybody gets older; they got shit to do. It just makes it harder to fucking commit like that,
And that's why I really wasn't, pissed or anything, because I know shit like that. I mean, if I had kids and stuff like that, and
it'd be the same.
I hate to say responsibility, but that's minimal at this point too. So.
Yeah, we both have 2 kids apiece, so like it feels like
Paul.
Yeah, so does Paul. So there's 6 kids in our band, and we only have a 3-piece.
So y'all need to start training them on some instruments.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Carrying them at least.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Shit, that one.
Yeah.
You're tiny and strong. Bring this shit down the stairs.
Yeah, like we actually had free time. When Paul had the twins, he needed to take every other week off. So like we'd only be practicing 2 times a month. So we were just sitting in here bullshitting, writing songs, but talking half the time. It's like we should just record this.
Well, yeah, because we were recording on the way from the Causeway. I would come over to his place in Covington, and then we would ride the Causeway and record. And after a while, we were here just by ourselves. Like, this is way better. Like, there's no fucking running road that I have to try to edit out. Like, it's somewhat soundproof. So yeah, just started doing it like that. Fuck, we're already in it now.
I checked out a few of y'all's podcasts. I know y'all got the videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
I noticed y'all did one with Big Phil, Brawler
Yes.
504.
Yeah. In fact, listen to your podcast first with him.
Oh, yeah,
to
so we
make
didn't
sure
double
that I
ask questions.
Ask the same fucking question.
I don't even know if I asked him any fucking questions, man.
Oh yeah.
But
That dude's so awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he is a cool
very
guy.
so laid back.
yeah, shout out Phil, and he also
for sure.
cares about the scene too because
For sure.
Yeah, he
He gave us that CD, that below scene level. Right there.
Yeah, check out the back of it right quick, man. Let's see what it looks like, man.
What you on it?
Yeah, let's see what it looks like, man. Oh, look at that.
Local riffs.
Oh, hey.
There we go.
I had to put a product placement somewhere, man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, see, we're not doing that. We're learning. We're learning.
Right,
We're-
yeah.
We brought you over to steal all your ideas.
Man, it's not my ideas, it's our ideas.
Yeah, there we go. We'll go with that.
Whenever I was listening to the podcast, I knew you were a musician at first, but then I finally saw the video you play, and I was like, well, what's the music what brought you to the scene in the first place? Like, is it the metal in New Orleans? What was mainly what you were going for?
Well, when I was growing up, I like punk. You know, I like the underground. I don't know if you guys ever heard like Secondhand Smoke, and
I haven't heard them.
it was a Cherub. I mean, they had a lot of different like underground kind of thing. I used to go to underground raves too, so it was like it kind of went hand in hand back then.
Yeah.
And I also try to kind of put myself in the West Coast, like San Francisco, Oakland punk kind of scene. You know, like it's kind of metal also.
Yeah,
you know,
more of a hardcore scene.
exactly. Yeah. And
That was good shit though.
yeah, and I guess as I grew older, I was more into the heavy metal, death metal kind of thing, and out here locally, what really drawed me to out here, to NOLA especially, is the versatility of the music. It's like for instance, Totem. You know,
Right.
it's got its own southern
Gets
flair.
the most exposure on this podcast.
I almost
Yeah,
wore their shirt. I
No, nobody actually
Cemetery
gets as
Right.
much fucking exposure as Toast.
Right? Yeah,
And they will not come on the podcast.
I know. They're our unofficial house band.
I think I interviewed Matt. That was like my first interview. I think.
Oh,
Nice.
yes. Nice.
Nice.
Right next door. He won't fucking come on that shit.
And that was at Stay Awesome Fest over at Poor
Okay.
Boys when I was
Yeah.
over there. But really, what drawed me to it, and I prefer metal, like heavy metal.
Right.
And I'll tell this. I mean, I said it, you know, to a lot of people. I haven't listened to like any kind of like real mainstream or any famous music since I've been doing this podcast and going out into the scene and stuff, and you know, giving those bands a chance and a listen, and you know, to my surprise, almost every one of them has a very good kind of, you know, sound and their own sound also.
Yeah.
It's hard to find bands around this area that sound alike, and I like that. You know.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
It's
Yeah.
paramount to try and sound like your own sound around here, because you're going to have to stick out.
Exactly.
Right.
You know.
Well, yeah, because that's another thing. Is like the metal scene is so big. Like the Metairie, New Orleans area, it's such a big scene that's like you can't sound like everybody else. You're not gonna get booked. Nobody's gonna fucking remember.
Well,
you.
not only that, exactly. That's what you just be part of the wash.
Yeah,
You know.
exactly. Yeah, your noise to it. You know.
But I guess ultimately what drew me to the scene is just the social aspect of it. I'm a real social guy. I'm shy, but I mean, once you get me going, I can
Right.
spill the beans, the whole 9 yards. You know,
Right.
and I just love it, man. I'm just social. Everybody's you know, that I've met, even like when we was over in Slidell,
Yeah.
it's just a real kind of real tight knit community. No matter. I don't know. I've met some assholes also. I'm not going to say
Obviously, yeah.
everybody's
No.
cool, you know. But even then, I still kind of overlook that because I just like the community, you know,
Right.
and how everybody kind of supports each other and stuff.
Yeah, especially the metal community, because everybody will come. I'm sure that Down show I'm sure everybody was there. You know what I mean?
I
And,
didn't. I had to miss it because of my injury, but you are 100% right. It was sold out.
We had band
45
practice.
minutes.
Immediately.
45
Yeah.
minutes. Yeah.
And it was a last minute show.
Yep.
I could have gone backstage with my friend Joe. He's like,
know.
"Oh, you can be my +1 if you want." I was like, "Yeah, of course."
Came and did the
of course I
podcast
could.
instead. That's how important it is.
Yeah.
I would have liked to have gone, especially 10 years ago. I would have been dying to go to that. I would have canceled band practice.
Oh,
and
yeah.
gone.
Fuck yeah, dude.
But now,
Backstage? Come on.
but now it's like Paul comes on so long, a few times that I don't want
Right.
to fucking. It'll be a month before our
Before you-
drummer comes back.
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Get all you can.
Yeah.
we got to. Because we're doing like every other Thursday is now when we have the guests on. So like next week he'll be here, and then the week after we'll have somebody. But yeah, man. So it's like if he misses, like it's very hard to reschedule this thing, you know. And so yeah, we won't see him for like 2 more weeks. So, yeah, we got to get it in.
I really appreciate y'all letting me come on the podcast.
Oh yeah,
It's
no,
fucking
that's
cool.
great.
I mean,
I had
What-
to actually reschedule this week because my daughter's going to be out of town, some dance shit. So like, it was good that we could get it in, you know.
Are you from here originally?
from Uptown, yes, originally.
Oh,
the
cool.
Parkway, yep. And I have moved and lived in lots of other places also, but from the dirt, man. I'm right here from NOLA, bro.
Right.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, I grew up in La Ranger and like way out there by Amite, and the only place I've lived there, Hammond, Phoenix for 3 years, and then Covington, and that's it. But I feel like, what, you think that's funny?
No, your stupid ass dry throat. What is happening? Yeah, right.
I'm fucking living over here. Okay,
Are
this
you?
is what happens
It
when you have a
sounds like
light.
Yeah, this is sounds.
That's
this is
sound
what
of
it sounds
experience.
like when when good things are happening to your body.
Yeah. That's good, man. Everything's good. I have water over there. I'm not drinking. I just keep drinking these fucking.
Keep
sodies.
drinking the Doritos.
Sodies.
I love those.
I don't know
Yeah.
why my throat's so dry. Let me just chug some soda.
Oh, it's good.
It's good though. Yeah,
I'm liking it.
right.
Anyway,
Sorry, I interrupted the whole thing. You were out in the desert.
yeah, I've only lived there, and then back here, back in Covington. I love coming over to New Orleans, but I've never actually lived across.
Yeah,
the
I've
lake.
never lived in the city.
Yeah.
It back when I was younger, it was I don't know. It's always been street, gutter, and underground for me.
Right.
When
Yeah.
I was younger, and as an adult, I've lived over here a little bit as an adult. Older guy. It's just too expensive for me, man.
Dude.
I mean, I'm real frugal when it comes to spending and shit, and $1,800 on rent and shit like that. So
One bedroom.
yeah,
You know,
and I just
fuck.
bought a house across the lake, so it's way cheaper.
Yeah, you have to.
yeah.
If you buy, it's cheaper than renting for some reason. It's
Yeah.
fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, my shit is double. It's like half of what any rent would be anywhere my mortgage is. So
Yeah.
I'm loving it.
But also,
Yep.
even if you're renting over there, everywhere is $1,200.
You're
right.
Like
For sure.
on a
Yep.
place that used to be $600. Whenever I was renting in apartments, of course, that was fucking 15 years ago.
Right.
But still, it seems like it shouldn't have doubled in that time.
And nothing
Dude.
changed. You still got the old ass washing machine and dryer in that motherfucker.
There's
So
a
it's-
fucking house in my neighborhood that looked like a glorified fucking shed. Like if it said it was 2 bedrooms, I doubt that shit. It had some weird sunroom.
If you wanna
attached
sleep
to
in the
it.
bathroom.
or the closet.
Yeah, right. Like they took some weird picture of a sunroom, but then when you go to see it, it's just like a little hall that they put windows on.
like a prison window or
Yeah,
something.
right.
Like-
It's so fucking small. 200,000.
Holy
that fucking
shit.
piece of shit. Like, I don't even know if it would have made 1,000 square feet. Like,
Should've
like
gone in
yard
there.
and all. Yeah, right.
Must have been awesome
Like, who
inside.
the fuck, man?
might have
Like,
a pot of gold in there or something. Man.
right? I don't know. Just it's the best
I'm just
crack
gonna
house
do
in the
some-
neighborhood.
I'm gonna do some lives right quick. Y'all can blast me with questions, man. Shit.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
Hi,
Hey, it's
What's
a
going on?
podcast. Or it's a Instagram live on a podcast. It's fantastic.
Podception. That's actually going to be
Podception.
that's the name of this.
We're here.
Man, it's so crazy how much social media you have to do to keep the podcast going too, or a band or anything like that. It's like it seems like it's 50% content, 50% selling it. You know what I mean? Or putting it on all the fucking platforms and trying to stay relevant.
We're
while,
terrible at social media.
Hell,
shit.
just this part right here is tough work, man.
That's what I'm saying,
And then
like-
once you pass that, you got to do a whole bunch of other shit just to get it out there. Yep.
Yeah. And then I film it.
Gotta
on
act
the
like I
phone,
have a
so it's-
fucking personality.
Yeah.
Look, that's why I always tell people I just keep it real because I cannot pretend that like I'm
I can't
just
be
super
like
happy.
on.
Yeah.
No. And not all the time.
Acting
either.
is hard.
There's no way. Yeah. Acting is
It is.
yeah, I'm not good at it. It's just
I don't know.
You about to run out of here? I see you fidgeting.
No, it's just I want to move my leg, and you're just trying to like fondle me too much.
Oh yeah.
I usually like it.
I do, but it's like uncomfortable on my leg, and when I do, you move your foot away, which just makes it awkward.
Hi guys, I'm on Rehearsal Space Invaders podcast. Look,
Hey, our knees are touching.
this is great, actually, man. I love it. I'm trying to set something up. Man. I don't want to just like have the guitar and the.
Oh shit! I think I have another
it'll stand up.
thing.
Just,
That's heavy duty. I gotcha. Yeah, it does its thing.
There we go. We'll do y'all for a minute, and then we'll switch it around.
There we go.
Have you got anywhere you're planning on going in the future, or like a trip that you're looking forward to with the podcast?
Well, I just got back from St. Pete about a month ago.
Florida?
Yeah, it's right outside Tampa. As a matter of fact, last year we went down to Tampa and we did the podcast on the dance floor. And it was just I just like to try to do different things and stuff, and met some really good guys. My buddy Jason, DJ Kens, shout out. Karmic Waves, shout out to y'all. Nice. All of Warehouse, all that. But they were really accepting, and I thought it was so cool that total strangers could mix and mingle, and it was fucking blowout. It was another little dance party rave kind of thing. But so. Fast forward over a year later, me and my buddy Levy Bell, shout out. We said, "Fuck it, we're gonna fly out there instead of drive." We flew out there and we did some serious underground stuff out there, and like they didn't even really want no recording or anything.
You can't even get this shit.
Yes,
right?
But
we're just talking, man. It's so underground, and we didn't record this shit.
I was like, I just want to do some DJ shit.
That's a conversation.
But they was real accepting, and so anyway, he just came up last week. Because now we're officially homies all the way, and he went to the rave I was telling you about at Metro in New Orleans. But as far as me, what I really am looking forward to try to hit LA this year at some point, because I talked to a few bands out there that I've met since the podcast, and now out there to me they're like blown up and they got thousands of followers and stuff like that. But that's just how it is out there. It's like they got so many people out there, and so many they can go on a tour and start in Van Nuys and just go up the coast, and it's like an hour or two drive, and they just hit like 12 dates or something. You know what I mean? So it's not like they're going cross country, but they're still kind of underground. These bands, unsigned. I don't like to say unheard of, but they're just not mainstream or anything. And I'm looking forward to doing that. I really want to get up. I promised Beneath the Kudzu and Death Row from a Star I'll be hitting Jackson, Mississippi up soon. We just went to Birmingham about 2 months ago. We saw
great in Birmingham.
That's really great.
Place.
We went and checked out. I did a podcast with a band called Jack the Elbow. They're from Birmingham, and
did you go to the Nick?
That's where we saw them at. Nice. It was the Nick. I got my little blue card in my pocket. But ironically enough, I was like, man, I thought I saw Bag doing a little tour, so I looked it up. We caught Bag the same night at the Firehouse, and dude, they had so many people like from down here. It was like, is it really popping up there? I was like, yeah, man, you see the fucking lives,
right?
But yeah, and Bag, they were, they're from New Orleans, and went and checked them out, and they thought that was cool. That we went up there and checked them out. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to LA. I know there's a lot of bands, Drim, and I know Slow Hold. They're going to be doing a lot of Texas dates coming up and stuff. I'd like to go out there and check them out. I just like to go to wherever our scene is going to try to support
Yeah.
them. No,
Yeah.
You know, except not just here. You know,
Right.
So.
It's kind of cool doing that way. It's like, oh my God, you're fucking here.
Yeah, exactly.
Last person I
Surprise them
expected.
too. Like,
Yeah,
No shit
they're
though.
like, man, you made it. We didn't do. I was
Motherfucker's like 2.5 hours away.
shit. That St. Pete, that was like 11.
Oh,
hours
that's
the
a long
first
way.
time.
Yeah,
Like,
that's a
fuck
long
me,
ass
man.
way.
But,
Fuck, I guess even Jackson's probably what, 3?
It's about 4 or 5 hours from
Damn
down
it.
here. Yeah,
Okay, yeah,
Jackson
so it's
is.
further.
Yeah, but yeah, because
Jackson, Mississippi?
Yeah, it's like middle of fucking Mississippi.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it's I think it's like 2 hours past Hattiesburg, so you can kind of
Yeah.
gauge it like that. About
Right.
3.5, 4 hours or so.
Wow. Okay. I haven't been there in a while.
No.
For some reason in my head it was only like 2.5 hours away. But
Nah, from here you might get to
You're a little
you might get to
Biloxi.
Laurel or something if you're going north. Yeah, 2.5 Meridian maybe. So you might be heading like that.
Right.
So
Yeah.
but
God damn.
But I mean, I guess that's why my fucking car has a blown engine right now too. So I mean,
Oh, you've been fucking trucking it like that?
in my car,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
solo
That's
if I
brutal.
got to,
Yeah.
It's that's just what I mean. It's like a passion I've had, man. It's just like instead of having the band, I'm doing that
Yeah.
instead. So
Yeah, it's probably more productive.
it has been, believe it or not.
Yeah, yeah. Let's see.
Oh, the live's really getting the Totem background. It doesn't usually come through too much in the mix, but like, yeah, the live's got to be here in Totem.
Oh
pretty
yeah,
well right
Totem in the house, guys.
Hell
Again,
yeah.
shout out Totem for the
Shout out
50th
Totem.
time.
now. Fuck yeah. What time we looking like?
36.
Oh, okay, nice.
What? How long do y'all usually do y'all's podcast?
We do at
About
least
like-
do a 45.
Yeah,
Okay,
around
cool.
45.
Yeah. I don't think we're ever going to do one that is not here. That's where we're trying to make everybody come here because we've already said no to people we should have said yes to.
To go to their place.
Yeah, and now we can't say yes to people because we've already said no to the people we should have said yes to.
I done a podcast in Donaldsonville. It's with I think that's where it was at. It's with Silver Dose. Have you ever heard of them?
Yeah, I
Yep.
have.
Went
Yep.
down there and did it in their little practice spot. I don't know. I think I've been to a few different. I've live streamed at the shows
Right.
on the podcast gear and had a little like She Might Be a Beast. They joined me one time at the Howlin' Wolf. I had my
Nice.
little gear set up over there.
I still need to go see them. I hear good things.
Yeah, they're really good. They're good guys too. You know,
Right.
real ambitious, real dedicated to what they're doing.
Yeah, I saw them on the TV, on the news.
Yeah, they was on
Yeah.
the news. They just played, I think, the night before last with the Van Halen tribute jump.
Right.
Yeah, and that fucking place was packed for
Oh,
them
I'm
guys.
sure, right?
I'm so
Come on.
glad that place was packed for them because they really work hard to
Right.
try to do the music and stuff. All right, guys, just wanted to give you all a taste.
Hey.
See y'all
Oh,
again.
wait,
Oh, no, yeah,
not that.
hey, love
you
you
talk about
guys.
Nazi shit on here all the time
Thanks,
too.
thanks
God
for the
damn it.
support, guys. Talk to y'all later.
Oh, TJ.
It'll be okay.
It's the one rule. That's
Yeah,
the one
yeah,
rule
the
I
one
gave
rule-
you.
I know. God damn it. Keep the Nazism down.
Just racism in general.
I'm not apologizing for it. I don't care.
Well, it's like I try to tell people, man. If people get bent out of comical kind of,
If you can't take a you know something is a goddamn
It's
joke.
a
I mean,
joke,
Yeah,
yes.
you're not
This is
apparently
all
the
the
audience I
jokes.
want anyway.
I'm not really fucking TJ's mom.
Ah,
Like,
he is.
it's all
so hard,
jokes.
so hard
it's
to
affecting
admit.
our
I know,
friendship.
it was rough. But just for the pod, so everybody knows it's all jokes. One day, though, it
One day.
won't be a joke anymore.
Well, I have to ask y'all a question since Local Riffs is in the house.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What's up?
True.
Tell us a little bit about your band and what y'all do and practice and stuff.
We started Dead Spies because we had another band that broke up basically out of tension from the COVID, I guess. Like
Probably,
we had
yeah.
momentum and in
We
Bad
did. We
Moonlander
were,
before.
we were signed in on Bubble Bath, and then it was like right when our fucking album came out, the very next day, fucking pandemic.
Yeah, and we
And there
had
was just nothing to promote.
ambition for all that shit, and then I got in a fight with the old drummer, and we like it kind of fucked all that up, and we were tied together with the label stuff and then copyrights and all this bullshit. So I couldn't even have my old band name.
Really?
Deal. Yeah.
It was a real bullshit.
Yeah, because it was.
I hadn't really talked much about it,
and shit on it, and we had just recorded. We were like getting our masters back.
Yeah, from a studio in the country. Spent about $1,600 doing that, and like everything fell apart at once. So like, we started Dead Spies out of that, and we were like just pissed off, like because we had lost all this momentum.
Mm-hmm.
No record label. We were all excited about that. No fucking fan base. No drummer.
No fucking drummer.
Yeah,
That's like the fucking hardest thing to find.
For real, though, yeah. Our fucking drummer now is really a guitarist.
Yeah, he's a guitarist from
Democrats.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah. And
Yeah.
he's great. And
He's fucking good. He
and the
put in
fucking
the work.
band is fantastic. And it's so much different. We only have a 3-piece, so it's so much different having 3 positive people, or at least everybody's thinking the same way. There was really not everything was negative about our old band, but for sure,
Towards the end, it wasn't good.
No, especially the last day was not the best.
Yeah, literally that though. Like literally that. But we've got to play with some fucking killer bands. We got to open up for Capra. That was fucking crazy.
Yeah,
work.
and the Dead Spies now. Everything we wanted to do in Bad Moonlander that felt like that was like almost out of our way. We've already done in Dead Spies.
We'll be up at Creepy Fest.
That's what I was just about to ask.
The Parasite show with the
that
Nancy's and shit.
And that's what that
I will
exact
definitely
show.
be at that one for sure.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
That's gonna be fucking
Oh
killer.
yeah, it's that whole
all ages. Shit.
That exact show is what Bad Moonlander used to look like. Oh,
Right.
if we could
kept
only
trying
do
to get
that.
on it, kept trying to get on it, and then and I think too, like the podcast helps. We started doing before we were doing the podcast here because we were always recording it every other Thursday. We would go out to fucking shows around here and try to hit that shit up, and then we was like, let's have these fucking people over here, and we'll just talk to them about their fucking shows.
Of course.
But yeah, we should get out more. But, so then that starts to network a little more into it. Like you plug your shit, and then now we can fucking hang out.
I think it's cool that that how I guess dedicated and look, for instance, y'all have a band and y'all want y'all doing the podcast also, and I just think it's cool that the community can produce people that are genuinely just trying to do what's fueling their passion and try to keep their passion together and play music and keep it all about the music mostly.
Right.
Yeah. We weren't even going to interview people originally on our podcast. We were just going to talk. And then we had Damn Self on here.
Was that it?
I think we interviewed Damn Self because they were just down they practiced in the same spot. And it was like, man, it was fucking great. Like it also like it takes a lot of like there's not us like what else? You know what I mean? Trying to figure out what
Exactly.
Coming up with a fucking
Man,
bullshit.
I used to do extensive research on I guess bands or artists that I didn't really hear of or found out just at that time or whatever, and then it was like it seems fake, man. And a lot of that stuff will come out with just conversation and stuff. So and I feel as though if you just ask the right questions, it doesn't have to be like a formatted kind of thing.
That's the thing too. Is we didn't like.
I want to know
like
a little bit.
Yeah,
I want to know. I want to know like what the guitar solos sound like, if there's guitar solos, if there's something like that, so I can be like, kind of see where they're coming from musically. Because we've already talked to artists who I wouldn't, for the most part, listen to first, but now I do, just because we talked and I was able to understand what kind of person they were.
I don't usually. I mean, a lot of people like I have a list of questions, and I kind of. I might ask one specific question off of this list of 15 questions, but mostly I just kind of get an idea, and it just brings the conversation a different direction.
Right.
And one of the questions is like, explain the writing process, and I'm like, okay, if I gotta fucking ask this question one more time, and it's like, okay, we sit in the room and we write, and that's it,
Yeah.
Or if the artist has a unique kind of tone or sound or something, I will ask that question because I'm intrigued at this. Yeah, I just want to find out what it is, and like,
It
like,
actually
why'd you choose
informs
this?
you
exactly.
whenever you're writing music later. Because I mean, when we ask those questions, I've definitely had help, like with songwriting, just from things people said
Yeah.
in here.
Oh yeah.
Yep. And like I said, I think even listen to y'all's podcast, Tales from the Riff. I told him this the last time, and I'm not even trying to toot my horn, but I like to think of these things as like informative and educational, because the listener might be wanting to write a song or play music or find a new band, and instead of just, because the other podcast I mentioned earlier, it was more just like too much bullshitting, man. I mean, who isn't talking about the newest Marvel movie? Who isn't giving me a review on
Cookie cutter bullshit.
Yeah, and I get it. I get it. That's their niche. You know what I'm saying? That's what people like to do. But for me, it's all about the originality and the versatility of the project. You know, I mean, this might not be the same for y'all next Thursday when y'all have another guest or whatever.
Right.
It might be a total kind of different vibe or something.
It is.
It's always different.
Especially because for the most part, we're meeting the guys like 5 minutes beforehand. And
Right. Yeah. This is the first time I've met you
hopefully
guys,
they're all cool.
Not you, but
yeah.
other people.
Yeah. For the most part, it's like hopefully everybody's cool. We're inviting 4 guys in here we've never met.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, but everybody's cool as fuck. It's never been a bad time.
That's awesome.
Yes, you heard that, guys. Never been a bad time.
You guys need to come in here if y'all got like a practice spot at this fucking place. I mean, why wouldn't y'all come in here and
Why not?
get in, man?
Yeah,
Shit.
Well, we're at 45. You guys want to call it, or you got some more stuff you want to talk about?
That's totally up to y'all, man.
Do you have something you'd like to plug?
Really, no. I mean, I was just going to shout out a zillion more fucking bands, but
Yeah,
no,
that's fine.
I really don't have nothing to plug. I mean, honestly, and I'll tell the listener, about Local Riffs. It's not about Local Riffs. It's about the listener. It's about the bands. It's about the music. It's about the scene. We like to show support 100% of the time and keep it real. And then, there's no kind of. Shout out to Dead Set 504, and I will throw this out there. Dead Set has a show sponsored by Local Riffs this
go.
Saturday.
Shout out Dead Set.
Nice.
That's going to be Blood and Earl, Garguts,
Okay, I saw this
Fucked
flyer.
in the
Yeah,
Head,
Fucked in the Head,
Psychic
yeah.
Bastard.
Oh,
and
I just realized
Brethren
it's going to be
Hall.
out afterwards.
Ours will be. His will.
Oh,
be
yeah,
over.
never mind.
Well, either way, still shout out, guys. But no, I just want to plug the whole NOLA community, because it's very collective, and I really love how since I've been doing Local Riffs and kind of getting into this what with a commentary kind of thing, dude, the scene has exploded probably about 100-fold since last July.
Right.
And this is going on about a year, and it's happened right before my eyes, and I think it's a beautiful thing. It gives me something to look forward to 6 times a week. So
Oh yeah. Get out there. Go see a fucking show.
Go see
People
a
are
fucking
cool.
show.
People are cool. You meet somebody new.
All right, guys.
All right. Yeah. Perfect.
That's it. Whoop.
don't worry, I'm usually hitting the claps on mine. So it's like,
That'll never stop.
I know. Oh yeah, we found that shit out. That was good.
Yeah. Hold on one
He
second.
kept hitting it to fucking make it go. It's like
There we go.
a solid 2 minutes of claps on a fucking dead air thing. Yeah.
All right. Jesus. All right. All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
All right. Thanks so much for coming.
see you later, guys.
Huh.
So this is good. Everything's good here.
Everything's awesome. Except this fucking mic stand.
Oh yeah, this thing's like right on top of me, huh? Hey, there we go.
Check. All right. We'll have that at the end of the episode. I'll always do the little blooper.
I'm like, oh shit.
Hey, our knees are touching.